we're gonna do something a little bit different, guys. SCP Exploration did a video about the top 5 most disturbing SCPs, and we reacted to his videos before when we did SCP-000's reaction, which turned out to be really cool. I'm excited about this one. I hope you are too. Make sure to subscribe to SCP Exploration, guys. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos, and let's get into this one.
There are many SCPs in the wiki that are not only very creepy, but also shocking and disturbing. In this video, we present you the top 5 most disturbing SCPs.
Oh my
Number
god.
5,
Okay.
SCP-1123, Object Class Safe. SCP-1123 is a human skull missing its lower jaw and all of its teeth. A script written in blood can be seen on the skull that translates to remember. Both the skull and the blood have been dated to the 1970s, and genetic testing has confirmed that both are from the same individual. The script itself is badly faded and is invisible to most subjects at a distance. However, when a subject approaches 1123, they will report that the script becomes progressively more visible, and eventually they will claim that it appears freshly drawn. Also, many subjects will report other anomalous phenomena, including smells such as ashes, sounds such as crying or breathing, and tactile responses such as ants crawling on the back of their hand. However, most notably, when a subject touches the surface of 1123, they will experience a dissociative fugue state. As such, this subject will become confused, disorientated, and will adopt a new identity and knowledge, all the while losing all memories of their actual identity. Subjects have reported that it was as if they lived an entire other life as some other person, in the period between touching 1123 and recovering from this state. This will last between 90 minutes and 6 hours, and afterwards, the person will regain memories of their prior identity, but will also retain memories of the new identity. However, the thing that makes 1123 so disturbing is the fact that these memories aren't random, but are rather the memories of someone who has gone through a horrible atrocity in history, such as a massive war, a devastating famine, and, of course, all subjects who touch SCP-1123 begin to show signs of PTSD, survivor's guilt, and depression. And, of course, the fact that 1123 makes you experience such atrocities is certainly very disturbing. Number 4, SCP-478, Object Class Euclid. SCP-478 are small entities of inconsistent size and shape that resemble a darkly colored butterfly or moth. 478 instances are usually found in the wilderness, but their small and elusive nature makes their capture very difficult. Also, contained instances of SCP-478 do not need to eat, sleep, or breathe, thus revealing their anomalous nature. But most notably, 478 instances are also predatory and will attack all humans under the age of 25. When attacking, they will enter a victim's mouth while they sleep and attach themselves, usually blocking one nostril. And as such, upon waking up, the victim will believe that they have developed a code, but most notably through anomalous means. SCP-478 will cause the victim's palate to generate new teeth in addition to the normal set. This growth process will begin at a rate several times faster than normal and will quickly increase in speed and severity. As such, the generation of new teeth will continue until the palate has been covered and will then proceed down the victim's throat. Over the course of a few days, these teeth will completely saturate the stomach, then begin growing within the lungs and below the skin. And finally, SCP-478 will exit the victim's mouth, flee, and look for another victim. As for the teeth themselves, they will usually group closer together, forming a rigid mass of dental material. This transformation is irreversible, but if an SCP-478 instance is discovered fast enough, the additional teeth can be removed. However, if an instance isn't discovered fast enough, the victim will expire for obvious reasons. And of course, this process is extremely painful and
that
very
does
disturbing.
look terrible.
Number 3, SCP-835, Object Class Keter. SCP-835 appears to be an enormous mass of coral-like polyps weighing more than 1,000 tons. The individual polyps are larger than any known coral species, often growing to more than 1 meter in diameter. The central mass is oval-shaped, with a 3-meter wide polyp at each end. 835 is incapable of locomotion, and the creature anchors itself to the sea floor. SCP-835 also uses its tentacles, which are coated with a sticky adhesive substance, during feeding, and these appendages are very strong. The coral of 835 can grow very quickly and is extremely hard, requiring diamond drills to collect even small samples. However, these samples revealed that SCP-835 is made from human biological components. Also, every now and then, this creature will emit a large mass of material composed of semi-digested solids and feces. Also, these materials contain a bacterium called SCP-835-I5. But most notably, when a vertebra animal, including humans, is infected with this bacterium, it will undergo a rapid transformation. As such, it will gain around 15 pounds of weight a day. It will constantly be hungry. Its skin will harden. Polyps will form on its skin. It will become aggressive and wish to enter seawater. And as you can probably guess, at the end of this transformation, this subject will appear identical to SCP-835. Of course, the Foundation wanted to learn more about this anomaly, so they sent a team of MTF divers to investigate. However, they got too close to the anomaly and it devoured 2 of the personnel. Once inside, they encountered horrific things. The insides of 835's stomach were lined with teeth and faces, human faces, all of which were wailing and screaming, begging to be put out of their misery.
Like they were still alive?
Of course, this brought the MTF members to the brink of their sanity, and eventually both of them were infected. And of course, the transformations that it causes, as well as the internal structure of 835, are both highly disturbing.
So horrible.
Number 2, SCP-610,
these are really
Object
crazy, bro.
Class Keter. A disturbing SCP's list would be incomplete without SCP-610. After all, the flesh that hates is a contagious disease that causes a human victim's tissue to grow rapidly, leading to terrifying fleshy monsters with multiple appendages and misshapen features. And of course, all infected subjects are highly aggressive and will attempt to infect anyone nearby. Also, these monsters will often root themselves in a given location and will spread across all surroundings, often merging with other creatures, creating horrifying scenes. However, we don't actually know if a human infected with SCP-610 retains their consciousness, meaning that if they do, being infected with the flesh that hates would be a terrifying scenario. Furthermore, the Foundation has performed several missions to determine what exactly is happening in the areas infected with SCP-610, and the results are quite disturbing, as they reveal that SCP-610 is less of a simple disease, but rather a full brotherhood of disgusting monsters which act together. For example, in the 5th exploration log, a large church surrounded by a pool of 610 liquid is seen, and inside the church, a hooded figure will sometimes appear and ring the church's bell, causing a number of 610 infected to enter and begin to eat a number of non-infected victims. And all of this suggests some sort sort of religious sense, and possibly a priesthood among SCP-610's infected, making the flesh that hates even more disturbing.
I feel like some of these images,
we can only hope that a massive SCP-610 outbreak never takes place, else we'll be forced to join the flesh that hates, disturbing brotherhood. Number 1. SCP-2718. Object Class Unknown. SCP-2718 is a very bizarre SCP. When we open its wiki article, we see that its item number is glitching, that it doesn't have an object class, and that it's a Damarang class cognito hazard. Also, it is stated that all personnel are forbidden to expose themselves to its description. But what makes SCP-2718 so dangerous? Well, in general, cognito hazards are things that when exposed to, begin to affect your mind or your body in a negative way. And out of all things, 2718 affects the worst one imaginable, the afterlife. Many people believe that the afterlife is whatever we believe it to be, whatever our religion or our personal fate tells us. But 2718 changes that, overwrites your afterlife, and creates a new, far worse afterlife. Because when someone that has been exposed to 2718 expires, their consciousness remains in their corpse, causing them to feel their body decaying, being eaten by insects or burned. And this doesn't stop when your body is destroyed. Instead, you remain in an endless plane, experiencing indescribable agony. This fact was discovered when an O5 Council member who refused to have his life extended expired, but was revived by the remaining members. As such, he tells them about this terrible fate, and the council members are so terrified at this concept that they realize that they can't live with the knowledge of such an indescribable horror. So they decide that SCP-2718 is to be completely expunged, even from the council's memories. However, two of the members, namely 0511 and 7, decide that people have a right to know. 05-7 escapes, creates a record of 2718 and permanently locks it from ever being deleted. Hence why SCP-2718's article exists. 05-7 is terminated, and 05-11 surrenders himself to SCP-106 to forever live in his pocket dimension in order to avoid the nightmarish afterlife. So, as we see in the SCP Foundation, a concept of hell, an afterlife full of endless suffering exists. And this is quite disturbing, if you ask me. If you enjoyed...
Oh man, those were incredible. This was a really well done video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Guys, make sure to subscribe to his channel and mine if you like reaction videos, and make sure to check these out too if you like them. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.